Mystery is magnetic. Scarcity is irresistible. Never reveal everything about yourself. Let your words be few, your stories half told, your intentions ambiguous. When she asks about your day, don't give a play-by-play. Offer a glimpse then. Change the subject. When she wants to see you, don't always be available. Let her wonder what you're doing, who you're with, what you're thinking. Scarcity is about time and attention. Give her just enough to keep her interested, then pull back. If you're always texting, always calling, always available, you become common. But if you disappear for a day, if you leave her on read, if you make her wait suddenly, you become valuable. She will start to chase, to question, to crave your presence. Step 3. Use push-pull dynamics to trigger obsession. Push-pull is the art of giving and taking away. It's the emotional roller coaster that creates addiction. Compliment her, then tease. Her, be warm, then distant. Share a moment of intimacy, then withdraw. This isn't about playing games, it's about creating emotional highs and lows that hook her mind. For example, after a great date, don't text her for a day. Let her sit. With the memory, let her wonder why you're not chasing. When you do reach out, be playful, not needy. If she compliments you, accept it with a smirk, not a thank you. If she pulls away, don't chase, pull back even further. The more she feels she could lose you, the more she will fight to keep you. Step 4. Mindset shifts from approval seeker to high-value man. The biggest transformation is internal. You must stop seeking approval and start expecting it. The high-value man knows his worth. He doesn't beg for attention, validation, or love. He assumes he is the prize, and he acts accordingly. This means setting boundaries. If she disrespects you, you walk away. If she tests you, you remain unshaken. If she tries to make you jealous, you smile and let her play her games. You are unreactive, unbothered, untouchable. Women test men to see if they are strong enough to handle them. Most men fail. You will not. Repeat this mantra. I am the prize. I am the addiction. I am the man she cannot have, but cannot stop. Wanting, let it shape your actions, your words, your energy. Step 5. Real-world scripts and behaviors to implement immediately. Texting. Never double text. If she doesn't reply, wait. If she asks what you're doing, be vague. Out with friends. If she wants to see you, don't always say yes. I'm busy tonight, maybe later this week, in person. Hold strong eye contact, but don't always smile. Let silences linger. If she asks about your past, give a mysterious answer. There's a lot to me you haven't discovered yet. Social media, don't overshare. Post rarely, but make every post count. Show a life of adventure, purpose, and independence. Let her see that you are desired by others, but never confirm or deny anything. Boundaries. If she crosses a line, call it out calmly. I don't tolerate disrespect. If she tries to make you jealous, laugh it off. You'll have to try. Harder than that, FOMO trigger. If you don't master these behaviors, you'll always be chasing, never chased. You'll be the man who gives everything and gets nothing. The man who is forgotten, not obsessed over. But if you do, you'll become the rarest of men, the one who is desired, pursued, and remembered. Transformation. This is not about manipulation. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about becoming the man you are meant to be, the man who commands respect, desire, and loyalty. The man who is never desperate, never needy, never weak. The man who is the addiction, not the addict. Most will never make this transformation. Most will remain trapped in the cycle of neediness and rejection. But you are not most men. You are. Here for power, for mastery, for the forbidden knowledge that changes everything. The choice is yours. Stay ordinary or become unforgettable. Every power comes with a price. The same psychological triggers that create obsession can also create chaos. Addiction, by its very nature, is a double-edged sword. When you become the object of someone's fixation, you hold immense influence, but you also awaken forces that can spiral out of control. Obsession can turn to resentment, passion to possessiveness, and desire to destruction. Machiavelli himself warned that power, if wielded carelessly, corrupts both the ruler and the ruled. If you use these secrets recklessly, you risk not only her well-being, but your own soul. The thrill of being chased, of being the addiction, can become intoxicating. It's easy to lose yourself in the game, to forget the line between mastery and manipulation. Many men, drunk on their newfound power, become tyrants, cold, callous, and ultimately alone. Understand, these techniques are not toys. They are weapons. Only the disciplined and self-aware can wield them without self-destruction. If you use them to fill a void, to hurt others, or to feed your ego, you'll pay the price. The world is littered with the ruins of men who thought they could play with fire and not get burned. You must also consider the ethics. Manipulation for its own sake is a path to emptiness. True mastery is not about control, but about choice. Use these secrets to elevate yourself, to inspire desire, to command respect, but never to destroy. The greatest power is restraint. If you are not ready to take full responsibility for the consequences of your actions, walk away now. This path is not for the faint of heart. But if you are, proceed with caution, wisdom, and the knowledge that true power is always balanced by self-control. You have now glimpsed the forbidden architecture of power, the blueprint that separates the ordinary from the unforgettable. Where once you may have wandered lost, needy, and invisible, you now stand at the threshold of a new identity. The man who chases is forgotten. The man who is chased is remembered. The powerless are pawns, moved by the whims of others. But you, if you choose, can become the player, the one who commands the board. This journey is not for everyone. Most will remain trapped in the cycle of neediness, forever giving, forever hoping, forever disappointed. But you are not most men. You have seen the truth behind the mask of romance. You have learned that power is never given, only taken. That mystery, scarcity, and emotional mastery are the keys to obsession. That the high-value man is not the one who begs for love, but the one who inspires it reluctantly, irresistibly, endlessly. You are no longer a pawn. You are the player. You are the addiction, not the addict. You are the man who walks away, not the man who is left behind. This is your transformation from powerless to magnetic, from forgotten to unforgettable, from seeker to sought after. But knowledge alone is not enough. Power is nothing without action. If you are ready to step into this new life, to join the brotherhood of the few who refuse to be controlled, then make your choice now. This is your ritual. Subscribe to this channel, seal your commitment to mastery. Comment below with the words, "I choose power." Let the world know you are no longer content to be ordinary. Share this message with those who are ready to awaken. This is your initiation. The world will never look at you the same way again. Step forward. Claim your power. Become the addiction. Your new life begins now. Most men waste their lives chasing women, blind to the secret that makes women chase them. Today, you'll unlock the forbidden Machiavellian psychology that flips the script, making her addicted to you forever. Miss this, and you will remain powerless in love, forever chasing what could have been yours. Most men are trapped in a silent prison, a prison built from the lies they've been told about love, power, and what it means to be a man. From childhood, you're fed a steady diet of fairy tales and Hollywood fantasies. Give her your heart. Sacrifice everything. Prove your love by putting her on a pedestal. You're told that the more you give, the more she'll love you. That if you just try harder, care more, and make her your world, she'll finally see your worth. But this is the grand illusion. The truth is far darker and far more dangerous. Neediness is the silent killer of attraction. Desperation is the scent that repels. When you make a woman the center of your universe, you become predictable, safe, and worst of all, boring. She senses your hunger, your willingness to do anything for her approval, and instinctively pulls away. The more you chase, the faster she runs. The more you give, the less she values you. Society has conditioned you to be weak. You're told that masculinity is toxic, that power is evil, that your desires are something to be ashamed of. You're taught to suppress your ambition, to hide your edge, to apologize for wanting more. You're told to be nice, to be safe, to be harmless. But women don't crave harmlessness. They crave power, mystery, and the thrill of the unknown. This is why most men fail. They play by the rules of a game designed to make them lose. They become servants, not kings. They become background characters in their own story, forever chasing a love that slips further away with every act of self-sacrifice. If you recognize yourself in these words, understand this. It's not your fault. You were programmed to fail. But now you have a choice. You can keep playing the victim, or you can embrace a darker, more powerful path, the path of Machiavellian psychology. The path where you become the prize, the addiction, the one she can't stop thinking about. The first step is to see the prison for what it is. The next is to break free. Power is never given. It is only ever taken. This is the core of Machiavelli's philosophy, a truth so raw and unsettling that most people spend their lives running from it. In his infamous work, The Prince, Machiavelli wrote not for the masses, but for those who dared to rule. He understood that the world is not governed by fairness or sentiment, but by the cold, unyielding laws of power. In relationships, this law is just as ruthless. The moment you show need, you surrender power. The moment you reveal desperation, you become invisible. Machiavelli's wisdom is clear. Never let them see you bleed. Never let them sense that you need them more than they need you. The one who cares less controls more. This is not about cruelty or manipulation for its own sake. It is about understanding the primal forces that govern human attraction. Throughout history, the elite kings, conquerors, and seducers have known that mystery is magnetic. The more you reveal, the less you are desired. The more you withhold, the more you are pursued. The forbidden fruit is always the sweetest, not because of its taste, but because it is out of reach. Machiavelli's contemporaries saw him as dangerous because he stripped away the comforting illusions of morality and romance. He saw the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. He wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved. If you cannot be both, in the realm of love, this means you must become the prize, the one who is desired, not the one who desires." The elite have always used psychological manipulation to command loyalty and obsession. Cleopatra, the queen who brought empires to their knees, mastered the art of unpredictability and emotional distance. Casanova, the legendary lover, never chased he created an aura of intrigue and let women come to him. Even in modern times, the most magnetic men are those who remain just out of reach, who never reveal their full hand. This is the law. Never show need. Always maintain mystery. Become the prize. When you embody this law, everything changes. You Stop chasing and start attracting. You stop begging for scraps of attention and become the source of obsession. Women are drawn to what they cannot fully have, to what remains just beyond their grasp. This is not a trick or a gimmick, it is the fundamental nature of desire. If you want her addicted to you, you must become the addiction. You must be the enigma she cannot solve, the challenge she cannot conquer, the man she cannot possess. Power is never given. It is only ever taken. And once you take it, you become unforgettable. This is the forbidden law. Most will never dare to use it. But for those who do, the world and the women in it will never look at you the same way again. Desire is not born from comfort. It is born from tension, from the ache of wanting what you cannot have. The mind is wired to crave the forbidden fruit, to obsess over the unattainable king. This is the psychology of power, the art of making yourself scarce, unpredictable, and emotionally intoxicating. Scarcity is the first trigger. What is rare is valuable. Diamonds are precious not because they are beautiful, but because they are hard to find. The same law applies to you. When you are always available, always eager, you become common, your value plummets. But when you pull back, when you become a man of few words and fewer promises, you become the diamond in a world of glass. She will wonder where you are, what you're thinking, why you're not chasing her like the rest. In that space of uncertainty, desire grows. Unpredictability is the second trigger. The human brain is addicted to novelty and surprise. When your actions are predictable, you become a routine, a habit, a background noise. But when you are unpredictable, when you mix warmth with distance, attention with withdrawal, you create emotional highs and lows that are impossible to ignore. This is the roller coaster effect. The more she can't predict you, the more she thinks about you. The more she thinks about you, the more she feels. Machiavelli understood this well. He wrote, "Men desire novelty to such an extent that those who are doing well want change as much as those who are doing badly. The elite have always used unpredictability to keep others off balance, to maintain control." Cleopatra would vanish for days, leaving her lovers desperate for her return. The unattainable king would grant his presence as a rare gift, never as a guarantee. Their absence was as powerful as their presence. Emotional highs and lows are the third trigger. Addiction is not created by steady, predictable pleasure. It is created by the anticipation of pleasure, the uncertainty of reward. This is why gambling is so addictive. The next win could be just around the corner. In relationships, this means you must master the art of giving and taking away. A compliment followed by a challenge. Intimacy followed by distance. Each interaction becomes a puzzle, a test, a game she cannot stop playing. Power dynamics, not romance, drive true attraction. Romance is a story sold to the masses, a story of safety, comfort, and predictability. But true desire is born from imbalance, from the dance of dominance and submission, from the thrill of not knowing what comes next. When you hold the power, when you control the tempo, you become the conductor of her emotions. This is the psychology of power. It is not for the faint of heart. It is for those who dare to be rare, to be unpredictable, to be the forbidden fruit she cannot taste, but cannot stop craving. Master these triggers, and you will become the addiction she cannot escape. Now that you understand the forbidden laws and the psychology that drives obsession, it's time to step into the arena. This is where theory becomes power, where you transform from the man who chases to the man who is chased. If you don't master these steps, you'll always be on the outside, looking in, forever chasing what could have been yours. But if you do, you'll become the addiction, the one she can't forget, the one she can't replace. Step 1. Cultivate emotional detachment and self-mastery. First and most crucial step is emotional detachment. This doesn't mean you become cold or unfeeling. It means you become the master of your emotions, not their slave. Most men are ruled by their feelings. Every text, every glance, every word from her sends them spiraling. This is weakness. This is neediness. And it is instantly sensed. To cultivate detachment, you must build a life that is full, rich, and satisfying with or without her. Your purpose, your mission, your passions must come first. She is a complement, not the center. Meditate daily. Practice stoicism. When you feel the urge to react, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, does this serve my power, or does it give my power away? The man who can walk away is the man who is never left. Step 2. Create mystery and scarcity in interactions.